So I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy right now. Even though we're all home, we still want to continue our education and we still want to continue to be able to learn and to be ready once, the schools open up and different areas open up. And I just want to say congratulations to all of you to wanting to learn more and wanting to continue your education. This is awesome. And for joining me today. So what I'm going to talk about is the career education. And we have many courses in career education that are aligned with different job opportunities that you're able to participate in. And it's really exciting. So again, I'm the CT counselor. After this presentation, I will give you the contact information for myself if you want to get a hold of me, set an appointment, and talk further about these things. And I also have some contact information for some key people in our department that you may want to ask questions or want to set up an appointment. We're more than happy to assist during this time and anytime actually. So right now you may be asking, well, what is career education? What does that mean? Really simply, what it is just learning and going through these courses. It's pathways that align you from the first course all the way to the end, whether you get your certificate or your degree. And it's just about you exploring, learning the course, but also having a hands-on skill set that you'll be able to take onto your career. So before, California, anywhere else also, we used to call it career technical education. California changed that to career education, but they're both interchangeable and they mean pretty much the same thing. And it just provides you that hands-on training that you need to go out there and start working. What different career pathways do we have? This kind of seems, advanced manufacturing, advanced transportation. It's kind of just a more formal description of what it is, but we have automotive, we have HVAC, we have welding. Welding is a really popular one. We also have our digital arts, which would be graphic design and so forth. And we have building and construction, public safety. That's a really popular one. And that's all of those different career paths fit into these, very fancy type of descriptions for it. But some students who go on to some students who want to go study career education, they often ask, well, what is the time frame? We have some CT programs, some career education programs at IVC that are as little as 16 weeks. So you're able to study for these 4 months and at the end have a certificate that has you ready to join the job force. One of those programs specifically being our emergency medical service technician, our EMTs, is a 1 semester long course, and at the end you're provided the opportunity to test and then possibly go on and become an EMT. But we have other resources available that prepare you for the career. So not only do you earn your certificate, but you are also given opportunities for internships and so forth to be able to make sure that you are ready to start working. A lot of the students that come to career education are under the impression that it is just a certificate, that at the end, they take these courses that are specific to that discipline or specific to that career, and then they feel like, okay, then I can go work. But you can also earn your degree in career education. At IVC, we offer an associate's degree, which is a 2-year potential earning. So what it is it's dependent on the individual. It's about 2 years, could be a little less, it could be a little more, depending on your on how you go through the sequences of courses. But not only does it include the core courses that you want to take, which if we use, for example, welding, it doesn't only include your welding courses, but it also includes the general education courses. This allows you for more in-depth knowledge and well-rounded education. So some students who go, let's say, into building and construction and they want to learn about industrial tech, not only do they want to earn their certificate, but they want to get their degree because they want a contractor's license, or they want to be able to own their own company and they want to go forward to get their bachelor's degree and so forth. So this would be the first step towards that higher education. Once you start with your higher education and you start obtaining more of those classes, this means better opportunities with a potential for higher wages. So initially you start with a certificate, then you can go forward into the degree, and sometimes you can earn both. If you have a degree in one area and want to have a specialization, you can get a certificate in another. So as I mentioned, certificate, you achieve it when you complete it. We have certificate courses that are 1 semester all the way to, many, I shouldn't say many semesters, but to maybe 2, 3, 4 semesters, depending on your individual sequel. So certificates, they do not require any of the general courses like the degree would. You just study those core courses. So if you want to go in and you want a business administrative certificate and you want to be able to work, then the general education courses, which would include history, your English, your math, you necessarily don't need for your certificate. The certificate doesn't offer an overview of the area of study. What it does is it just specifically provides you the knowledge and skill set that you need for that very detailed, that specific course or that specific program. For example, because I know I tend to talk really fast, so I'm trying to pace myself, but I wanted to give you an example of what that meant. So as I mentioned, our EMTs, and this is a median pay nationally. So an EMT has the earning potential of $17.64 an hour, $36,700 annually. Once they start to go further into their education, start to obtain more of those in-depth courses, get their degree and so forth, they have the earning potential as $31.25 or $65 annually. And this is going to differ where you live. So obviously there's some paramedics who earn more than this depending on where they are, or earn less. And it also there's more earning potential the more of the certifications that they receive. At IVC, we have students who start off who discuss the need to go to work right away. So they come and they want to obtain their EMT certification, which is about a semester. They go to work, but they don't want to stop their education there. So they want to earn more of a career and they want to have more experience. So they go forward to the paramedics. So we do have students who are paramedics that actually look forward or go towards their RN license, and then they go to their bachelor's degree in nurse practitioner. So we have seen students who have gained these certifications early on to help them with their job and to help them to earn money while they're going to school, while they're also learning. And then there's areas that we're able to do that. So just because you get a certification doesn't mean it stops there. You can go on and earn your degree and just kind of make yourself more competitive in that sense. What other additional career education resources we have? Well, these are some, just to name a few, that we have as an opportunity for students to be able to earn college credit while they're in high school, or actually when they're out of high school as well. We have a program that is called Credit by Exam for the high school students. Not only do we offer that for the high school, but it's also a way for you to earn credit while you're in college. It's not just for our high school students. Then we have our dual enrollment program, our fast track programs, our career center, and our job readiness. With the credit by exam, you have the option to earn college credit prior to going to college for high school students. But even if you're not a high school student and you're going to IVC, you have this option to be able to bypass a course if you are able to demonstrate that you have knowledge in that subject. So we have students who have been working in, let's say they have been working as some type of automotive technician for a while, and they feel that the very first course into the automotive program that they have the subject, the knowledge of that subject thoroughly. They've been working in it. They know pretty much the ins and outs, and they feel confident that they're able to pass that exam and therefore not need to take the course. In doing so, they're able to save time, they're able to save money, and this credit is transferable to any institution that is aligned with that course. So it's community college, a Cal State, a UC. If you feel that, this is an opportunity for you to kind of condense how long you're going to be earning your certificate or your degree, this is a way to do that. You just set an appointment with me or with any counselor, and we can be able to discuss further if this is a resource that you'd be able to take advantage of. Also, we have dual enrollment. Dual enrollment tends to get, and the reason I added it is because it tends to get confused with concurrent enrollment. So we have students that come in and set an appointment with me and say, I want to be part of dual enrollment. Well, dual enrollment is for high school students who are attending high school, but are going to be taking an IVC course in their high school. If you have any questions regarding that, please contact our Associate Dean, Victor Torres, and he can give you a more in-depth view of what dual enrollment is. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because this is more of a different program, but you're able to also take advantage of these college courses in high school with this program. Now, the concurrent enrollment program is one of ones that I see students come in to discuss, where although they're in high school, they want to take college courses, and it's not necessarily like dual enrollment. They want to be at the campus taking courses, or as we're doing classes right now, online. So this is different from dual enrollment. If any of these courses include some of the general ed, the big ones, which is English, math, science with the lab, it is advised that you do speak to a counselor before submitting your application to see what exactly the program entails before going forward. So I did add that number there just to make sure if this is something that you want to do, you're able to do so, but make sure you get all of the information, and also talk to your high school counselors. They have a lot of information in regards to concurrent enrollment as well. We have a career center, and right now we have a virtual career center that's able to help you and assist you in trying to be prepared for an interview. If you want any assistance in resume building, if you're looking for a job during these times, application assistance is there for you. And there's also career workshops. And we want to make sure that not only do you earn your certificate or degree, but that you have the soft skills to be able to search for these jobs and to be able to land a position that would be good for you. So we want to be able to prepare you and just be that additional resource for you. We have the phone number right now. Marisela Moreno is the one that kind of coordinates this, and she oversees the Career Center and knows of all the career workshops. And during this time, I know that I have students coming requesting appointments with me because they want to be able to try to find a job. And although I'm able to assist with education plans, the Career Center has more resources in regards to that. So they even have our internship coordinator and our job placement manager that could be able to help. So this is something in addition to your career education, because that goes along with some of the coursework or some of the pathways. So if you come into IVC wanting to go into, let's say, an HVAC program, we do have work experience that comes along with that, or internships or job placement. So that's something that is just an additional step to help and support you. So some students ask, well, how do I get started? Like, what do I do? I know that in the past, prior to our virtual and our online courses in school, we would go out to your high schools and we would help you in completing your application for admission. So not only did I do that in our career education department, but there's also many other departments. I would go out and make sure that you had a current application on file. If you have not met with your counselor or you have not spoken to anybody, really quickly, you're able to go to Open CCC Apply to do that. Or if you have any questions in regards to what your application status is, or if you just need any further assistance with that, this would be the phone number. As right now, what's 355-6101, but right now, since we're virtual, we have this really quick and neat tool that is really awesome. If you go to our homepage, you'll have a virtual kind of just Zoom meetings that are going on pretty much all day, and you can just be in the waiting room and you'd be like kind of waiting, even though it's virtually. It's really cool the way that works. So students, because obviously we're not able to go to the campus, you can just click on one of those Zoom links and somebody will assist you. So that was pretty awesome that we have that. After you are able to speak to someone, or you submitted your application, or you do have an active application, we advise you meet with a counselor. This is our phone number to schedule an appointment, and you also can use one of those Zoom links on the homepage to set up an appointment with the counselor and be able to see what exactly you need, what courses you need, and just help you create an education plan, give you kind of a draft of a timeline of what you're looking at and what the courses are looking at. And so, and any questions that you may have, the counselor would be able to ask and assist you at that time. After that, there's an online orientation. Different programs have different orientations, but the counselor, depending on your individual needs, will be able to assist you in going into that and completing that. it's very important that you apply for financial aid. I have students that come that are under the impression that they're not going to qualify, or that their friend told them that financial aid is not going to be able to assist them, or because they heard from someone else. It's really best that you go and get that information. We have so many support staff and so many people in financial aid that are there to assist you. We also have that Zoom link on our homepage that you're able just to go in there and just to ask any series of questions that you have. Every person is different and their situation is different, and there's many financial aid assistance programs that we have that may be able to help. So I would advise that you do that, and just to make sure. If you have any questions, that is the phone number there. However, we do have that virtual link on our homepage that will get you seen as soon as possible. So after you go through that series, we want you to register for classes. After you have your education plan, hopefully all of your questions answered, you already have your petitions, applications, everything that you need submitted, transcripts done, then you register for your classes, you start your classes, you have fun. I know everyone says, well, you work for IVC. No, I actually attended IVC and I had a lot of fun. Courses are a lot of fun, specifically in career education, or I should say as well, because other courses are just as fun. But in career education, not only are you given the opportunity to sit there and learn the theory of exactly what you're wanting a career in, but you also have that opportunity to go and have this hands-on job skill training. And so it's really fun. It's very adventurous. At the moment, because of our unique situation, we are offering hybrid courses in career education, which means that it's not going to all be online. Our spring semester is looking at a hybrid courses, which means the very first 8 weeks, you will be able to do the lectures through Zoom, how you've been doing. But then the second 8 weeks will be a skill set on the job, being able to go to the lab, being able to go on campus, given the health and safety protocols at that time. So that's what we're looking forward to. And we're seeing students who are able to go. As of right now, we are doing hybrid courses also, and they go to campus and they're using the skill set that, or actually practicing some of those skills, because I know that in career education it's just a little bit different with students. I have a lot of students who call me and contact me who want more information as to how are they going to be able to study, some of these opportunities or some of these careers, like in cars, if they're not able to see a car. And we have that opportunity right now, so we're blessed in that sense. These are some of the contact information that I wanted to share with you. I know that I touched a little bit on exactly what career education is, what different opportunities we have as far as career education goes, but these are some of the key people that you maybe want to jot down, or be able to screenshot it with your phone. But we have the Dean of Economic and Workforce Development, which is Efrain Silva, and he's more than happy to always speak to any of the students who are interested in industrial tech and business and child development, which all fall under that career education purview. And that's his phone number, that's his email address. Any questions that you have, he is more than willing to assist. Questions that are more towards dual enrollment, adult education, but even any question that's of economic and workforce development, or IVC as a whole, we have our Dean, Victor Torres, who is also loves to speak to students, is more than willing to help, and he will be more than happy to assist if you have any questions in regards to those or anything further than that. Here's my contact information. I am the CT counselor at IVC, and I also teach psychology. If you have any questions in regards to, well, I want to set an appointment, I just want more information when it comes to going through the application process, or I want more information with this specific discipline or this specific career pathway, feel free to call me. Feel free to send me an email. I could set up an appointment with you and I would be able to assist you. And our appointments right now are all virtual or even phone appointments, if that is best for you. So that's my contact information. Please feel free to jot that down and contact me. In regards to our Career Services Center, we have Jeanette Cruz, who is our internship coordinator, and she is a really key resource when it comes to some of the employers in Imperial County and how that works when you start your career, even those that just take one course in career education, or even if they're not taking any courses in career education. If this is someone that just helps any student at IVC be able to seek internship opportunities. So that is someone that you would want to contact there. We also have Genaro Ayala, who is our job placement case manager, and he's more with making sure that those agencies and job employers are able to contact some of the students. So he is a liaison in that sense, and he would be someone that would be willing to assist as well. And Maricela, she's kind of like a jack of all trades. She oversees all of the Career Services Center, and this is a person that will go further to assist with your resume, further to assist with interviews. We have a mock interview program that even you're able to see yourself during this interview and kind of point out some of the things that probably would be more advantageous, or some of the things that you feel maybe you need to omit. But she's there as a resource and a guide throughout this entire process. And all of us pretty much work together as a team to make sure that you are getting the most up-to-date and the most useful information that you possibly could obtain to make that decision that you want to make to further yourself in your education, and also to be able to obtain the career that you want to get into. Other than that, this is our, you can visit Career Ed, and then our website, which is imperial.edu, where you can go specifically into our courses and our programs for career education if you want more information regarding that. I wanted to leave an opportunity for questions, because I know students usually have questions if we're able to do that. So I didn't want to just kind of just have me talking and talking and talking. I know you guys probably have a lot on your mind. So I wanted to give you just the opportunity to be able to ask any questions that you guys have on your mind. So I'm open to questions. Yeah.
Thank you, Roxanne, and great job for doing that. If you're just tuning in, or maybe you've tuned in a little bit after we started and didn't get a chance to hear who Roxanne was. Roxanne is the CE, which stands for Career Education Counselor at Imperial Valley College. And so this particular hour of our Higher Ed Week is focused on the career education programs. As a high school student, you might be familiar with like CTE or CTE pathways. They have those versions at the community college. And so this is an hour that gets you a little bit more in depth about how you would start those programs. And so Roxanne is the counselor for CE at Imperial Valley College, and she's been joining us here this past hour. So now we're going to have some questions for some students for you, Roxanne. I appreciate you helping us today. By the way, if you have a question, feel free to ask it right now on your screen and the Zoom bar down at the bottom. There is a question and answer tab. Feel free to utilize that, and we'll go through and answer those. We'll either answer those live, or we might type an answer to you, but I'm sure we'll get all the questions answered for you. Here's a couple that came in a little bit earlier, Roxanne, that came in via the QR code that we sent out for questions a little bit earlier. First one is dual enrollment. You mentioned that briefly, and maybe somebody didn't hear when you were talking about that. Dual enrollment is for high school students, and they take it on their campus, but it's with IVC instructors. And many of the dual enrollment opportunities are in the area of career education. Where they'll be, so right now they're in the middle of their fall semester, but are there going to be more dual enrollment opportunities in the spring of this year?
Yes, there will be. Yes. So if you are interested in being part of one of the dual enrollment courses, or registering for one of the dual enrollment courses, please speak to your high school counselor. And also, I did provide the number to Victor Torres, who is the associate dean for that. go ahead and shoot him an email or give him a call, and he would be able to help specify exactly which courses are going to be offered into the spring and more of how that process looks like and what that application looks like as well. So I did speak to him prior to this meeting. I did let him know that he is going to be receiving some phone calls and emails, which is great. He's welcoming that. He hopes so. So if you are interested in maybe possibly being part of one of those dual enrollment courses, yes, please give him a call or shoot him an email, and then he'll be able to provide you a better detailed version of what I did in the presentation.
Well, great, Roxanne. And by the way, thank you so much for pulling up that screen, that slide. In fact, there's a question about the slide. I want to say it's the slide right before the slide 13 talks about your Career Center. Here's a question. Can I get help now at the Career Center, or do I have to be a graduate from IVC to get services from the Career Center?
That's a really good question. We do have that question often. Go ahead and call that number, Marisela Moreno. Usually our Career Center is for our IVC students. Now, some of you, and I know some students who have contacted me that says, well, I'm not an IVC student, but for whatever reason, they do have an active application on file, which does make you an IVC student or even an alumni, even if you've taken one course by credit by exam. If you've taken a concurrent enrollment course, if you've taken a dual enrollment course, you are considered at least even an alumni, even if it was before. So you'll be able to call and she could be able to look that up for you. But yes, you would have to be a student. Some of you don't even realize that you have been students or were an alumni at some point. So it would be good to be able just to make sure. And if you are not, then she can be able to provide you with the opportunity to at least be able to obtain some of these services. So, and they're very supportive. There's a lot of help and resources. And so even if you're not currently a student or have a current application on file, she will be able to assist you in what you're seeking or what you're looking for.
Great, thanks. And presumably all the students who would be tuning in are students who are interested in attending IVC. Mm-hmm. You don't have to attend IVC, but you're interested, so that's why you're checking out the Zoom here today. And so as soon as you become an IVC student, even I guess if that's with dual enrollment, another plug for dual enrollment, if you are attending via dual enrollment, you can contact the Career Center if you're interested in some jobs and opportunities. And certainly while you're at IVC, I think I heard you during this particular slide mention something about internships and ongoing things that make the work that happens in the classroom real on the outside. So right. This seems like a good slide to take a picture of if I was a student.
Yes, definitely.
Another question came in regarding getting, and I think I had the slides wrong, getting started. How do I get started if I'm interested in CE stuff? And I think that was the slide 13, sorry. So if a student is in high school right now and they are interested in attending IVC, but they know that they are interested in particularly either obtaining career education certificates or maybe doing career education certificates and then maybe going on to get an associate's degree, where would they get started after they hang up, after they click leave from the Zoom right now? What would essentially be the next step once they hang up the phone?
I would call the counseling department, or I would call actually one of the phone numbers I have here. You can call me if you want, and I could assist you with the application process if you don't have a current application on file. But what I would do is I would contact a counselor and I would say, I am interested in attending IVC. I am interested in looking for a certification program in career education. I'm just interested just to obtain more information. Usually the counseling center would probably be my first stop. The good thing right now with our virtual counters that we have is that you don't really have to wait. I know I have students who are contacting me saying, I called the counseling department, but I'm not sure what to say or what to do. We have the homepage of IVC that kind of has all of these little virtual buttons that you're able just to click really quickly, and it'll take you to a waiting room, and then someone will be there to help you and you can ask any question. I would go further into that one, into the counseling, and just say, I need to speak to a counselor. I'm very interested. And then they're gonna guide you through the steps.
Great, and that's where a lot of the questions are at right now. So it's very specific to particular programs that they're interested in, and then they want to know what the next step is. One of them was the EMT program. how can they enroll in the EMT program? Sounds like a similar process where they would get a hold of a counselor and start talking to them about wherever they're at. Maybe they have an application, maybe they don't, but that counselor would be able to kind of walk them in whatever step they are to go to the next step.
Yes, because with the EMS program, there's an application. And so it's not similar to the other, let's say, industrial tech courses where you register for the course. This is actually an application, and then they review the applications, and there's a process within that. The public safety usually has applications in addition to the registration portion. So if you're looking to get into our post academy, which is our law enforcement to become a law enforcement officer academy, or our firefighting academy, there's usually applications to that you're interested in the program, and then there's several different steps within that application process. So it would be best, yes, to contact a counselor and say, I am interested in the EMS program. Then they would give you, okay, this is the deadline to apply for this program. These are the things that you will need. This is the exactly the interview process there, or if there is one, or this is your statement of interest, and then they can kind of guide you towards that.
Great, thanks, Roxanne. And just to remind students who may have joined us, maybe this is the first time you've joined our higher ed week's Zoom webinars. We've been actually doing it for 2 weeks. It's this week and next week as well. At the top of every hour, we have a new school, college, or university who will be sharing with us about their programs at their school, and some facts, and then some ways that some answering questions that students might have about applications and finances and all things considered when it comes to that each university. And just let students know, some of you may have been on the line because you're waiting for San Diego State to start. San Diego State, the San Diego campus, is going to be on right here at 4 o'clock. So in about another half hour. You've tuned in a little bit early. That's great. We're currently talking with Imperial Valley College and their career education program. There are counselors with us, Roxanne Morales. And Roxanne, there have been a couple questions that have been coming in through the question and answer tab at the bottom of the screen. So if you're a student tuning in, feel free. When we want to answer any questions you might have, feel free to click on that, and we'll certainly get to those questions live. A couple of them are related to some specific programs. Like, for example, how many years does it take to complete the child development courses? I don't know if you know that off the top of your head, or where would students be able to find that?
A lot of the information that we have a really good website that you're able to get some of that information. Let me see if I'm able to kind of share this with you. In our website, we're going to have different variations of exactly what is part of career education and what these courses are. And there's several different, I should say, child development courses. And so when you're here on the main page and you go to the courses and programs and you go to career education, you're able to come and just, even if it's going down and getting just a blurb of exactly what those learning outcomes would be, what those courses are involved in that program. So if you go to child development and you have certain different specializations, certifications within that, you're able to click on that, and it provides you pretty much a lot of the information that you're looking for, the description of exactly what that program is, what you're able to obtain. You see in this one, in child development, you could get your associate in science degree, or you could also just get your certificate if that's kind of what you're looking for. What career opportunities you're able to embark on once you've completed your certification or your degree, and then it kind of goes forward into the courses. So usually when a student tells me, well, how long will it take? It really depends on that individual. Like, how many courses are they going to take in the semester? Are they going to be a full-time student? Are they going to be a part-time student? Are there going to be any breaks while they're going and taking or completing their coursework? Is there any other type of I wouldn't want to say barrier, but if there's any other type of interruptions that may occur. Some students have started a program, and for whatever reason, if they're in the military, they have to leave and they're not really able to complete it, then they need to come back. So those are some of the things. So for me to tell a student, oh, it's going to be, 2 years and you're good, it's not ideal, because life in itself always brings other things. And so we just kind of try to do a draft or a timeline and just say, as long as you're keeping up with your grades, if you're able to ask for assistance, if you're able to look for the support that you need during difficult times, then you would be able to complete your course in a reasonable amount of time. But it all depends on that person. But with these courses, you're able to come in, you're able to print out these sheets, and you even can take these to the counselor and say, I read this. Can I have just more descriptive, more detail in regards to what this entails? And we're more than happy to help you. But all of this information, again, is on our website. And if you go down to the career education, it shows you all of our career education courses here.
Wow, Roxanne, what a great resource. It gives you a step-by-step exactly what you'll need for every one of these programs. Now, we've talked a lot about certificates in programs versus, and we also talk about degrees in program, like an associate's degree for program. If I'm new to this, I'm a senior in high school, and maybe nobody in my family has gone to college. That's a very common experience for many of our students. Can you real quickly define for us, what's the difference between a certificate and a degree at IVC?
A certificate pretty much is just focusing on the coursework that you need to get the skill set and the knowledge in that specific arena. So if you're going to be going into building and construction and you get your building and construction technology certificate, those courses are just primarily building and construction, and it's going to give you enough knowledge and enough and skill to be able to go and enter into the job that you want to enter into. Now, with the certificate, it just says, I am knowledgeable in this specific course, in this specific career, and that's what I am able to do. Now, let's say you go and you get your associate degree in building and construction technology. Now, with that, it gives you a whole well-rounded education, and it also provides you the ability to go further. So with someone who wants to work as maybe in industrial tech and just wants to know masonry or something in that area and does a certificate, then they're able to do that. If someone who goes in and gets the degree, then they're able to have a wide range of knowledge, because they're stating, I have this degree, I have more of an overview, and then I have the ability or the potential to continue to go get my bachelor's degree, which is a higher learning potential, more job opportunities in said field. So one is specific to what you're learning, and the other one is more broad, and you're able to have more wiggle room in terms of going into different areas of that field. So
if you start with a certificate, presumably that takes less amount of time. So if you want to start with a certificate and then maybe get a job and start working, then can you also apply those classes later on to a degree program?
Yes, you do not need to retake those courses. So if you come in and you say, you know what, I really need to go to work, I'm going to earn my certificate in building and construction because I have a job waiting for me, I'm going to do that while I'm going to earn some money while I'm attending school, and then later come back and say, well, I do want my degree. Well, since you've already earned your certificate in building and construction, what pretty much is left for you to do is just to do your general education.
Yeah, you're halfway there.
You're halfway there. Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you very much, Roxanne. Now, I'm just going to remind the attendees a few more things. So if you have any other final thoughts, maybe begin to kind of summarize those. But students, we thank you for tuning in right now. It is about 3:40 on my watch right now, and we are at the top of the hour going to turn it over to San Diego State. They're going to begin at 4 o'clock. So if you turned in early for that, great. Or if you'd like, we'd love for you to wait around and join us at 4 o'clock as well. But there is a question and answer tab at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to throw in another quick question before Roxanne leaves. And then we'll certainly answer that. And we are welcoming you. By the way, my name is Todd Evangelos, and I work for the Imperial County Office of Education. And we, on an annual basis, host these higher ed weeks. We do one in this fall, and then we do another follow-up one in the spring. And traditionally, we do them obviously on campus, but right now we're doing them virtually. And the good news is, because we're doing them virtually, we are able to offer even more college and university representatives to visit Imperial County and share about their schools than we've ever had before. So we're really glad that you've joined us. But what we're doing is we're kind of slotting them. And so at the top of every hour, we start with a new school, starting at 1 o'clock. And it goes 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, every single day this week and every single day next week. And Roxanne, I don't know if you know, but you guys are scheduled, the CE program at IVC is scheduled for next week. In fact, I want to say a week from today on October 1st, Roxanne and her team will be back joining us on that particular day, along with some other representatives from IVC as well. So just to let you know that we're going to be doing this every single day. There's schedules that are out there. Your counselor, your high school counselor, typically will probably be sending you an email every single day, letting you know what's happening that day. And just by the way, it's assumed that you're probably not following ICOE's social media. But if you're a student, we would really encourage you to follow the Imperial County Office of Education social media feeds, particularly Facebook and our Instagram feeds, because we'll certainly be posting the presenters that are going to be happening every day on a daily basis for the rest of this week and all of next week as well. So we hope that you join us. And a couple questions have come in. One of them was about political science. That isn't necessarily in career education field, so I'll answer that. I'll type an answer to that particular student. But one question came in: when is the deadline for applying? So if I'm interested in IVC, you've sold me, Roxanne. When can I apply to IVC?
Anytime. You can apply anytime, and we'll look and to see what would be the next semester. If you're able to, if it's early on in the semester and you're still able to go and obtain ad codes, then that would be great. If it's further along, then we'll get you prepared for the next semester to come up.
Great. So as a high school senior, I'm sitting in my virtual classroom in my kitchen right now, and then I am excited about IVC. I can go on and apply right now. Yes. I guess I could technically maybe even begin taking some courses during the spring semester, which starts sometime after, or even the winter. I think you have a winter session as well.
Yes, you can take winter. Mm-hmm.
So they squeeze in a little semester right in between Christmas and the New Year's. They take a little bit of a longer break. So as a high school student, you can begin taking college classes even then. And we've already mentioned dual enrollment. Many high school seniors, especially the students that are tuned into this, are probably the same type of students who are aware of dual enrollment courses on their campus, because they tend to be overachievers. So we're glad that you were tuned in as a high school student onto this. So the deadline to apply, there is no deadline. Open enrollment, I think that's kind of the key phrase in the, what was that original email address or webpage to apply to a community college? Was it Open CCC? What was that again?
Open,
I think it was like
apply. Mm-hmm.
So Open CCC apply.
Apply. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so the key phrase in that would be, the operative word would be open. So at any time. So great. Thank you very much. Roxanne, do you have any closing thoughts in summary? After you share any of that, my colleague at the Imperial County Office of Education, our Director of Higher Ed, Denise Cavania, will return and wrap up this session.
Just one last, this is what I wanted to show you. Any of the questions you have, the Zoom is ready for you between 8 to 5 to go into financial aid, admissions and records. If you want to set up an appointment with the counselor, any questions you have regarding some of the resources, please feel free just to go into our main webpage and click any of these to be able to have you connected to one of the staff that will be able to provide you with an answer. And then we also have our little button on the lower right. It's questions we ask Pepper, and these are just any general questions that you don't know which category here would fit in, but you see that maybe here it would just be any question, and they will be able to provide you with an answer and connect you to the right department or the right person to be able to assist you. Other than that, I wish you all the best during this time. Please feel free to contact me or anybody at any time here at IVC. We are so excited to help you, and we would be more than happy to assist with your educational goals.